Hello everyone and welcome you all to another chapter of CapCut Semi-Advanced Tutorial. So now we are on our chapter number 8 where we'll be making an Instagram story in CapCut. Okay, so here we'll be learning how you can actually make an Instagram story in CapCut, how to actually upload your things and how you will be able to take different icons and stuff from here. Okay, so we'll be learning about all of that in detail here in this particular chapter. So let's not waste time and let's get started. So here, as you guys can see, now I'm here in the home page of the CapCut. So from here, I will be opening up a new file. Okay, so here, as you guys can see over here, I already do have my workspace. So first, let's see what story we're gonna make here. I already did a demo. Okay, you guys can check this out. So this is the one we basically did, okay, and we'll be doing it over here as well. Okay, so now let's come back and let's import the medias using which we can basically work or which we will work in. So let's come over here. Let's take the raw files. Okay, so let's come here. Let's take this and let's come here and let's take this one. Okay, and I'll just open both of this up. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to now come here and just place this thing here in the timeline. Okay, so here, as you guys can see, I have just placed both of this right over here. And now if I do want to trim it up, okay, so let me just trim it up till here. Okay, so now I will just decrease it by 15 seconds. Okay, so I'll just decrease it by 15 seconds over here, and the total duration of my video is 15 seconds. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is once I do have this video, okay, let's just play this thing and let's see how it actually looks. Okay, so here you guys can see I do have this two video. Let's look at this cut transition. Okay, so now let's just pause this one, and what I'm going to do now is come here into the adjustment layer and take up this adjustment panel. Okay, so take this adjustment layer, and if you want to put it in the whole video, okay, you guys can come here and you guys can basically put. Okay, so now from here, if you do want to go a bit light, okay, you guys can do that. Or if you want to go a bit on the lighter side, okay, a warm side, you guys can come here. Okay, so I will just go kind of like this over here. And also let's check the first video. Okay, so here you guys can see how it actually looks. Okay, so this one was before and for this video as well. And now over here, if I just unlock this one, okay, so if I just click on this one, this is how it actually looks. Okay, so here I do have this adjustment layer. I have basically put up this adjustment from here, and let's just increase or decrease the brightness a little bit, increase the contrast, and if you want to increase the highlight a little bit, you guys can do that. And let's put some shadows over here. Okay, let's put some shadows, and now let's work with the blacks and a white a little bit. Okay, so I'll just sharpen this image a little bit, okay, or this particular frame. And over here, I will also change the clarity. Okay, and if you do want to go with the vignette, okay, you guys can come here and go a bit dark on both the sides. Okay, so if I come here, take my playhead, and here you guys can see, if you want to see it in a full screen, you guys can actually see that over here. Okay, so I'll go back now, and the next thing what I'm going to do is I will come here on top. Okay, and from here I will take a defaulted text box. Okay, so here you guys can see I do have my default text box over here. So I will just click right here and I do have my default text box. Okay, so I'll just place it right over here and maybe increase the timing till here. Let's take this text box, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it right over here on top. And you guys can come here also in the properties panel and go backspace. Let's on my caps lock from the keyboard. I will write business and I'll click on enter to go down. Okay, so I'll just write business strategy. So from here, basically, I'll be able to use the kind of font I do want to use. Okay, so if I take that fervent, okay, I will just increase the size. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this thing. Okay, and if you do want to move, you guys will be able to move it from here as well. Okay, so let's come here, and if you want to decrease the size, you guys will be able to decrease using shift. Okay, so let's come here again, let's select this. Okay, so if you do want to move it, you guys can come here and you guys can just move it from here as well. Okay, so let's try to move it more here on this particular side. Okay, so let's come here. If you do want to move, you can bring it over here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this whole text. Okay, if I do want to change the color, I can come here into this color option and I can go with something dark. Okay, so this one looks good, and this is also placed quite central. Okay, so if I come here and if I go to the alignment option, here you guys can see I do have just aligned this one. Okay, so now I will just move this frame out. Okay, so I will just move it right over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some keyframes. Okay, so let's first use the keyframes over here. Okay, here in the blend option. Okay, so I will come here at the beginning. Okay, and from here what I'll do is I will just add up a keyframe. Okay, and from here I will just increase the opacity to 0. Okay, so again, I will just come right back over here. Okay, so let's go down, and now I will just move my keyframe again onto the right hand side a little bit. Okay, so I will come right over here at this point, and I'll just change the opacity till 100. Okay, so here I also do have another keyframe. Let's come here. Okay, at this point, what I'm going to do is I am going to click to add a keyframe, and lastly I will come right over here, and from here now I will just change the opacity again to 0. Okay, so here I do have 4 keyframes. Okay, so let's check this out. So this is how it will basically appear. Okay, so here as you guys can see, let's just play this thing. Okay, so let's come here, let's just play it. Okay, and now here you guys can see this keyframe looks quite good. Okay, so now when it disappears again, what I'll do is I'll take another default text box. What I'll do is I'll just put this text box right over here, and I will just increase the size of the text box. Okay, so now I will come here, I will put up this text box, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my playhead over here in this text box here as well. And now I will just bring my text box. Let's come here, go backspace, and let's write marketing and strategic help. Okay, so now here you guys can see I do have this particular word, and if you do want to decrease the size, okay, you guys can come here and you guys can basically decrease the size. Okay, so you guys can come here and you guys can maybe put this one somewhere over here in the center. Okay, so you guys can place it over here, and now what you can do is you guys can come over here down. Okay, and now you guys can just check this curve and all. Okay, so let's go with the background from here. Okay, I do want to put some background over here. Okay, so I will come here, and what I'll do is now if I just try to select this one, and if I just try to zoom in to the timeline, here you guys can see I can zoom in, and here if you guys notice right over here, now let's change the positioning of this one here as well. Okay, so first I will just select the X offset. Okay, so here I will just keep it over here, and you guys can actually change this one. Okay, so I will just decrease it to 35, and over here you guys can actually select the width. Okay, and from here you guys can select the height. Okay, so here this is how it actually looks. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I want it to appear in a great way. Okay, so for that, again, I will just try to add some keyframes. Okay, so let's come down, and from here let's try to go to this blend mode. Okay, and from here let's add some keyframes. Okay, so I will just come here at the starting. Okay, so I will just come here and it's snapping, and what I'll do is I will just add a keyframe, and from here I will go back and I will just select this keyframe. Okay, so by mistakenly I do have selected this one, and I can just click on delete. Okay, so let's come to this one. Okay, so I will just come over here, and over here let's try to add some blend. Okay, so now I will just click on add a keyframe, and what I'll do is I'll just decrease the opacity, and afterwards again I will just put off my frame right over here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I am going to increase the opacity. Okay, so after that I will come here till this point, and I will just add another keyframe. Okay, so I'll just add another keyframe, and lastly over here let me just increase this side a little bit. Okay, let's come here uh, at last. Okay, and let's add another keyframe over here as well. Okay, so here I do have another keyframe. So now if we just look at this thing, let me just play this thing out. Let's see how it actually looks. Okay, so over here you guys can see now it will just come here and it will just change its color quite like this. Okay, so yeah, I hope you guys have understood about the keyframing parts. Okay, so now we will try to move some of these icons over here. Okay, like we will try to put some join us icons and stuff over here. Okay, so for that, again, what I'm going to do is I am going to come here. Okay, and let's search those things in stickers. Okay, so if I just type join us and let's click on enter, and over here you guys can see there are a lot of things right over here. Okay, so if I just uh, click over here, okay, so let's click on to this join us option. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I am going to come right over here. Okay, let's say I will just come over here at this point, and what I'm going to do is I am going to bring this sticker right over here. Okay, let's place this sticker over on top of this one. Let's come and just let's put it at the beginning. Okay, so now I will just select this part. Okay, and I will just place it right over here. Okay, so now this looks good. Okay, and let's come here, bring my playhead from here, and let's just bring it down. Okay, so you guys can just put this thing here in the down part, and from here if you want to scale it up and down, or if you do want to put any kind of animation, you guys can basically put on some animation as well. Okay, so I will just put on an animation. Let's come over here, let's select out, and from here I can just select this fade out. Okay, so I can just select this fade out over here. So now let's see this particular part itself. Okay, so here, as you guys can see, this was the video which I had just created. And over here, let's click and let's add this join us icon. Okay, so let's come here and let's put it right over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the size from this corner as well. Okay, so let's come here. Let's just join this thing part, and let's select this one and let's click on shift to decrease the size over here, and let's just place it quite over here. Okay, so over here what you can also do is you guys can also add some animation. Okay, you guys can come here and check all of these animations. Okay, So let's come over here and let's go for some animation. Okay, so let's see what kind of animation will look good. Let's go with fade in. Okay, and over here in this option, uh, let's come here. Let's go to the in option. Let's go with spring. Okay. And now I will just come here at the ending as well. Okay. And what I'll do is I will just go and click on out and I'll just take a fade out. Okay. So let's come here. Let's go back. And from here, as you guys can see, this one also looks kind of good. Okay. So you guys can come here and let's see how it actually looks. Okay. So here now this is the transition, and if you don't want any cut transition, you guys can also add different kind of transitions over here. Okay, so let's come here and let's try all of this. Okay, so over here, so now let's come and let's put this one here in the center. Okay, let's come here and let's add it here in this center. Okay, so now let's come to this option and you guys can actually choose the duration. Okay, so let's go for this kind of duration and let's see how it transits. Okay, so now let's just play this thing up. So here, as you guys can see, this is the video which I have just created. Okay, so this is how you guys can actually make up some stunning Instagram story for your Instagram. Okay, so here you guys can see now, if I just move this one, the transition is also nice. Okay, so here you guys can see the transition. And if you just want to select the transition, and you guys can also check the duration. So let's go for 1 second itself. Okay, so now let's see. So here you guys can see the transition was quite smooth. Okay, so now once I have put this one over here as well, and if you now want to put any kind of effects, okay, you guys can come here and you guys can actually check for different kind of effects. Okay, so now here you guys can see there are different kind of effects right over here. Okay, and here as well. Okay, so from here basically let's select or download this one first. If you want to put on, you guys can basically put on in one. Okay, so let's come here, let's just put out this effect and let's just place it right over here and let's try to see a preview. Okay, so let's come here and let's just play this thing up, and here you guys can see this one looks quite great. Okay, so here you guys can see this one looks quite nice, and now you guys can actually select this one and let's try to put it over here on top. Okay, so now this file is getting actually downloaded. Let's increase this one, and from here you guys can just increase this thing over here as well. So now let's play this thing up. So here you guys can see the effect looks quite okay over here, but with this one it looks quite good. Okay, so that's what I feel. Basically you guys might have different idea about it. So let's just delete this one and let's keep only the last one which I have. Okay, so I'll come here, I will click on the delete key. Okay, so this is how this Instagram story will start. Okay, and the last thing which is left is just going with some audio. Okay, so now I will just go for adventure. Okay, I want to give some storytelling music over here. Okay, so I'll just click on adventure and let's try to play this thing up. Let's download it. So let's take this one. So let's take this and let's just place it right over here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to come here and click on to zoom to fit timeline, and I'm going to trim this thing down. Okay, let's come here, let's come to this point as well, and let's just trim it up. Okay, so let's come here and let's just trim it up accordingly. And now again, I will just click on zoom to fit the timeline. And if you do want to increase it, you guys can basically increase or just trim it over here as well. Let's try to see now this particular video. Okay, let's just play this thing up. So yeah, this is how you guys will be able to create some stunning Instagram story in CapCut. Okay. So now I hope you guys have understood this class and now you'll be able to make your own. Okay. So here first I do have actually added different kind of text boxes. Okay. And before that I did the adjustment layer. And after that here on top you guys can see I do use two stickers, and over on top I did have put some effects in a particular area. I have showed you guys about transition and also about this audio box. Okay, so let's add some fade in. Okay, so from here you guys will be able to select the volume and all. Let's go with 0.5, or let's go with 0.8. Okay, so let's come here, and now you guys can see there is a small curve and a keyframe over here. Okay, so if you want to select this one and if you want to drag it, you guys can manually do that over here as well. Okay, so now you guys can see my fade in fade out option is changing. Okay, so I'll just keep to 0.8, and now if you just play this thing, you guys can see the music is starting quite slow. Okay, so now let's just pause this thing out again, and let's come here onto the media. And lastly, what I'm going to do is I am going to come here and I'm going to click on export. Okay, so here you guys can see I do have to select what title I do want to save it. Okay, so I will just type Instagram story 2. Okay, so I will just save this one as Instagram's story 2, and I'll just select the file where I do want to export. Okay, so I'll just select this folder and I will just click on export. So here basically my file got exported, and let's come here, let's cancel this thing out, and let's just see over here. Let's go to desktop, and from here let's go to my resource file, and from my resource file let's go to videos, and I do have saved in the name of Instagram story 2. Okay, so I will come here, and as you guys can see now here I do have the video. So here you guys can see that is the 15 seconds Instagram story which I do have over here. So I hope you guys have understood this class, and now you guys will be able to make some stunning videos quite like this. So in next class we'll be learning more about how you'll be able to learn more social media video editing skills. Okay, so see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye everyone.